Hello and welcome to the Afternoon Partisan video podcast. It's been a little while since I did one of these, but with so much happening right now, I thought it would be a good chance to update you all and to give you a flavour of what I think is happening. Here in Birmingham, things have been pretty good on the pitch. On Monday, Blues beat MK Dons 1-0. It looked like a tight game if you were just following the score, but there were lots of chances created, lots of chances in open play as well, which we've not seen too much down St Andrews. Clayton Donaldson did miss a sitter, it's true. But there was a lot to be positive about, particularly the performance of Vuz Solomon Otspor on debut, which kind of makes you wonder if we really would miss Dimmy Gray. Here in Birmingham, while everything's been going great, it's a different story out in Hong Kong. On the 29th of December, there was an AGM held by Birmingham International Holdings. Now, I know AGMs are boring, I know it's procedure, but there was something to take away from this. The AGM basically has resolutions which help Ernst & Young to, in their capacity as directors, to run the company for the next year. Some of them are quite simple, to re-elect non-executive directors and were passed unanimously, as was to re-elect the auditors. Even the accounts got passed with 99.71% approval, so no problems there. Where the problem lies is that Ernst & Young also asked, as they would normally do so, for the mandate to issue, to allot and to repurchase shares. What this means is they wanted the right to be able to do a rights issue to raise money, to repurchase shares so there aren't so many out there, to stop the dilution of value. All this to help the company run, especially when the shares are relisted. These were all voted down, vetoed, completely, like 99.71%. And looking at the figures, it looks like basically Carson and his brother-in-law Wang Lei, who runs Ucontinent, said no. And because they have the shares, they can do that. Now, when I first saw this, I thought this was a bit ominous. I thought, oh Christ. So Ernst & Young aren't going to be able to do anything because every time they try and put a resolution, Carson's going to say no and it's going to get shut down. But then, I did wonder if this was something a little bit different, like a game of chess. In a game of chess, you have to put your pieces out and you have to plan things many moves in advance. Ernst & Young aren't stupid. They've been at this for a long time. They know what they're doing. And I'm sure they would have anticipated Carson's move at the AGM. Is it possible, and I use this with Star Wars being the big thing at the moment, that like Admiral Akbar said, it's a trap? I think it might be. I think there's a possibility. The reason I say this is under the Hong Kong Takeovers Code, and again, this is like procedural boring stuff, but under that, Rule 26, if one shareholder owns 30%, then they have to make what's called a mandatory general offer for the rest of the shares. We know this. Carson's never owned 30% of Birmingham International Holdings for that exact reason. However, it's not just one person. The Takeovers Code also considers shareholders acting in concert, i.e. acting together, as one person. Now, voting together at an AGM does not prove that you are acting in concert. However, it is a good indication of such. Is it possible Ernst & Young set these resolutions up knowing that Carson was going to veto them, asked no one else to vote, so that they could show that it's all Carson and Wang Lei trying to control things, to add to their court case to go, well, hold on a minute, these guys are acting in concert. They should have put in a mandatory general offer when they came together back in November 2014, and they haven't. And I can see what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, what difference does that make? And the truth is, it makes all the difference. The SFC, the Securities and Futures Commission of Hong Kong, in July censured a group of people for doing exactly this. And what they did was they gave them a cold shoulder order. I know that sounds funny, but basically they stopped them from dealing in shares, from dealing in securities, or being directors for a period of time, in this case 10 years. Now Carson, who's been seen in Hong Kong going to his favourite stockbrokers dealing with penny stocks, that would be pretty nightmarish. He wouldn't want to do that. And of course the SFC, like all Hong Kong judicial things, are slow. But it's just a threat. That's what I'm wondering, if it's the threat that, you know, when the court case happens next April, where Panu's going to come in and say, oh no, you know, this is nothing to do with me, it's all Asia Rays. Carson and Wang Lei are also involved in that. Is it possible? Is it just possible that Ernst & Young will say, well look, these guys aren't acting in the best interest of the company. They've done this, this and this and this, and by the way, they're acting in concert. Is it just possible that they're holding it as a threat over Carson to say, look, either you bail or we'll get you into so much trouble you can't do anything. It's a clever strategy as well, because Carson's likely to walk from his money laundering appeal. I really think that's going to succeed. In which case, that's not going to stop him being a director or an owner of Birmingham City Football Club. Ernst & Young have got to use what he's done against him in a proper manner, and I'm just wondering if they've done that. Is there reason to be positive? Maybe it is, but who knows? There is due to be an announcement with regards to the takeover either today, December 30th, or another day. I've not seen it yet, and I doubt it will say much, but it could be that Ernst & Young are now going to start pouncing. We'll see. Anyway, I'd like to wish you all a great new year. If you've got any questions, please email me, almajira@oftenpartisan.co.uk. You can follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle is @often_partisan. Or you can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/oftenpartisan. If you've not read the book yet, and if you haven't, why not? We're going to be holding a January sale on that, so keep your eyes peeled. It'll be a lot cheaper. And if you've not read the mailing list, you might not know, but we are planning to put together a bit of a sequel. Not a full sequel, but Will and I are in the process of writing the next few chapters, explaining what happened after the Bolton game up until about now. So we'll be talking about Jeremy Ray, Peter Day, Peter Panu's little Contra Thompson OP, and all that sort of stuff. More information as and when. Till then, keep right on.